I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the date done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
All right, good evening and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manensman. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Lots of rain all across Jamaica as there is expected to be a storm passing through. So there will be a lot of showers. So if you live in flood-prone areas, please be safe, right? Stay in and look out for landslides if you live in areas where such things happen. Hope you have already enjoyed your rice and peas and chicken and you're about to have your ice cream, because this is a good one. I want to welcome you to the platform. As usual, if it is your first time, make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe, and you share the content with someone else. This is going to be a very fruitful discussion. It won't be long, but it will be strong. So right now, you need to let someone else know that Mr. Dennis Chung is on, and he has been MIA on the YouTube platforms for quite a while. So when things are going good, you don't see him, You understand me? Things have been going well with the JFF and thing. So, but he has decided to come out of self-imposed exile, as there is a recent article concerning the newly reappointed national senior women's team head coach, Hugh Busby, and he wants to bring some clarity to the matter. So thank you all for joining and be a part of this fruitful discussion. I won't delay any longer, so let you see his face. He's smiling, so he look like a lot of money at the JFF right now.
No, I am thinking, management, that if you invite me for some of that dinner, I might come out. Rice and peas and chicken and the ice cream. It's so you're eating healthy down there, man.
Yeah, maybe too much. Yeah, that's it's unhealthy. Now, man, like you don't eat those things, but you're very, very physically active, so you have to watch what you eat, because I know the cycling thing that it does, it takes a whole lot. And
yeah, man.
To consume certain things as you take part and involve yourself in that. But how you doing, Mr. Dennis?
I'm good. I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to come on under these circumstances, but it's important, I think, for us to clarify what is happening. I saw the article on Saturday, and the truth is that it incorrectly accuses JFF of something that is not so. And you would have seen the correspondence also, management.
Yeah.
And it really, I wonder where that information came from that they had in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the article, for those of the persons who may not have seen, The Guardian is the name of the outlet that put out this article. And basically, the article suggests that, and I can kind of share with you a little bit from it, noting that FIFA's ethics committee had closed the preliminary investigation due to a statute of limitation without formally exonerating him. So the article is suggesting basically, and let me just say this, the article doesn't have a quote from FIFA, but it suggests that sources, as usual, this is how these articles are, sources are saying that the case is not closed. But my understanding is that for the person to be engaged in something like that, there would have to be some sort of communication from the governing body to present to say, my case is closed or my case is no longer, because he would not have been engaged if there was a pending case that involved FIFA with one of FIFA's MAs. So explain that to the people so they can really, how it works.
And I think it's important for the people to understand, because it's one of our own. The fact is, there are some things in there that are called into question. First of all, it says that I was contacted multiple times with multiple requests. I was contacted about the situation from someone at Guardian. I can't remember who it was. And I said to them, listen, I do not, and I've always maintained this, man. I said, I do not discuss the information relating to staff members. I said, if you want to find out something relating to a staff member, call him. I said, call Mr. Busby, right? So I would not be revealing any information that I got from a staff member or on a staff member's file unless I got the permission of that person, right? And I don't know how the Guardian operates. Maybe it is implying that the Guardian actually does that. If they are going to say something with me, I want to do that, implies that they do that, which is not a very ethical thing, I think. So the other thing is that it says that FIFA closed the preliminary investigation because of the statute of limitations. Now, you saw the letter, man, and I did call Busby before I shared it. And the letter from FIFA says we close this preliminary investigation based on the information available. It never said anything about statute of limitation. If it says based on the information available, then it means that the information that's available to them was not sufficient to go any further, right? In addition to that, though, he received a letter from an email from FIFA because he requests permission to share the letter with JFF, and it says you can share it with the JFF for employment purposes.
Okay.
That for me is very clear.
Okay.
And what we said, and I said to him, and I had said publicly also, which the Guardian left this off, I said, if there is additional information that comes up, then of course we will take action, because man, I don't understand why they would say it that way, because when an allegation was made about him, the initial time, what did JFF do? JFF cut ties, right?
Okay.
So it shows that JFF is not trying to cover up anything or not do the right thing, right? We did that, and then if we did that, management, then it would have been expected that if we're going to re-engage, we would have done the due diligence, right?
Okay, makes sense. All right, so because one of the key things, like, I want you to clarify again, is that because the article, like I said, they insinuate the idea that before they did the article, they reached out to you on multiple occasions.
Right, which was not true.
Oh, so it wasn't right. And then they said
it was one time, and I said, listen, I can't comment on a staff matter. I don't know if I said staff or employee, right? Because it is a staff matter, and therefore contact Busby. That's what I said. I said contact Busby about it.
Okay. I see what you mean. All right, so they did reach out to you, and you said to listen. I am the GenSec. I don't speak to what media about stuff.
Matters relating to staff. I don't even speak to one other staff member about another one in terms of their information, because you can't run an organization and the people not have the confidence that whatever is on their file, remains on their file and not with anybody else.
Right. So that was critical because So that was critical, and I'm glad that you have clarified that part. All right, because there's an article where you dismiss the article published, right? And stated to be a witch hunt and accuse the outlet of distorting facts and overlooking other critical details in the whole thing, which I suspect. One is that at the onset, when the allegations were raised, the JFF took a position which was to cut ties with the person. So so what you're saying is that if you did that, why then would you now engage a person again without due diligence?
Right. And we did request, and that information that I told you was actually sent to the technical committee. Technical committee reviewed it and said, okay, fine, we're fine. We want to hire this man as a coach.
All right. So does the JFF in matters like this, would it be prudent for Mr. Chung to say, all right, seeing that there's a FIFA investigation, let us also correspond with FIFA on the matter, or that was left up to the coach to get the information from FIFA?
We had left that up to the coach. I had, in fact, corresponded with the GenSec of one of another federation that he had ties to, and asked them if there was anything that they had on the investigation. And I said no.
Okay.
Right. And he's at pains to remind me also, that after that, and he said it, he actually had done some employment in he did some work with the Whitecaps, which is a club, right, that the person came from. His wife also works with, I think, the U.S. military, and was investigated and cleared to work for the U.S. military based on what they saw.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I have obtained the copy of the correspondence from the what they call the investigatory chamber of FIFA's ethics committee, and it stated that the investigation against Busby was closed. Like I said, based on information available. And then, like I said, there is an email entitled FIFA clearance letter.
Right.
And it clarified and speak that Busby was clear to seek employment.
Right.
All right. So that is there. So you have the thing from FIFA ethics committee, and you have a letter that from FIFA stating that the man is cleared to be employed. All right. I understand that there may be a case of defamation of character that Mr. Busby is also looking to really pursue.
I understand that he might be doing that, and I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he does that. He'd be perfectly within his right, because I think the article was very inaccurate, and it cast an aspersion on someone that was not based on any facts. So if he does that, then he's well within his right. In fact, the fact that the article was entitled JFF falsely said it also. Maybe JFF has the right to do that also.
Okay. The other thing though is that in the article, and this is one of the things the article says, is that based on information, the article states, though it's not from FIFA, that there is the possibility that if other information come about, FIFA could restart the investigation. I don't know if you understand the laws.
Yeah. So management, I don't know what the laws are, but look how the article contradicts itself by saying that. right? Which again questions the motive, because if it says that FIFA closed it because of statute of limitations, how then is FIFA going to investigate if new information come up?
All
You
right.
understand
So
what I'm saying?
this is what I want to explain to the man out there. When it says statute of limitation, if it
The,
is
stat,
called statute of limitation, what does that mean?
the statute of limitations means that the time for it to be actioned, right,
Oh,
by the person accusing is gone. So income
oh,
tax, for example, has a statute of limitation. So the tax department can go back 5 years,
I
right?
see.
Anything beyond before the 5 years, you cannot be investigated for it by the tax department. So that's what they're talking about. I don't know what the statute of limitations is with regard to something like this, right? But I'm just saying that it contradicts itself by saying that it was closed because of statute of limitations. But then, if anything comes up, they will then open the investigation. How are you going to open an investigation that is out of statute of limitations?
And that is why I'm asking, because like I said, if it is based on time and the time has passed, then
Yeah.
I totally understand. But I know, like in certain matters of this nature, even within our law, I think there has been some recent changes that over 20 years it can be brought back.
No, and what I'm saying in a man is maybe that is so, But
Okay.
then, if that is the case, then it was nullify the argument about statute of limitations.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. No,
it is closed, could be reopened
right.
for information, but it can be based on statute of limitation.
Right. So based on the letter that we saw, we assume it could be reopened because it said based on information available. It never said anything about statute of limitations. Right? So, which is why I had made the statement that if anything new comes up, of course we will look back at it. Right? Yeah. But at the present time, that's the information that has come to us. Right? And we have clearly stated to him that, if any new information comes up, of course we would have to relook at it. But, I don't think, management, that, listen, an allegation was made against the man. We severed ties with him because of the allegation. And then he came back to us, because this is not the first time that we have engaged with him. And we said to him from before, listen, for us to engage with you, you need to give us something that shows that the thing has been closed. He eventually did that. Right? And based on that, we say, okay, fine. And based on the email and everything, we say, okay, fine. We don't think that if all of this has happened, then we can't presume guilt until proven innocent. That's not the way the law works. Right? Anybody can make an allegation against any one of us, What do we do? Because an allegation is made, then we continue. I mean, we have allegations against our politicians, right? In this country, we're going through like the Integrity Commission thing, management. Do we then say that, boy, listen, based on an allegation made, right, that this person shouldn't be acting in that position anymore? Allegation, right? Yeah. If that was the case, management, I guarantee you that by next week we could have nobody in parliament, because everybody would allege against everybody and everybody would resign. In the United States, the president of the United States is convicted and is running.
The former president.
The former president. Sorry. You understand what I'm saying?
That's why so,
yeah. Yeah, I'm not presupposing what is happening on Tuesday. But when an allegation is made, we have to deal with the law. The law says you're innocent until proven guilty. And if an allegation has been made, an investigation was done, Nothing was found. We see a letter that says, based on information available, it is closed.
But
Right? Let us even say that.
A person may say, though, Mr. Cho, you are saying that it's just an allegation. There's nothing to prove. But it was an allegation that caused you to sever ties. You
Yes,
understand?
and then because it was a serious matter. And then after that, we saw that they said they investigated, and based on information available, they closed it. So an allegation is made, we sever ties based on the allegation because of the seriousness of the matter. And then we see information coming from the person to say, listen, this has been closed because of the information available, and also an email to say, you may share this for employment purposes with the JFF.
Okay. All right.
Right? So based on that now, we made that decision. So that shows you, management, that if we did not believe that it was satisfactorily dealt with, then we would not have re-engaged, because we were the ones who took the decision to separate at the time.
Okay. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Because again, if the allegations are strong enough for you to sever ties, you're saying that now that you have something that the allegations are made, whatever investigation based on limited information, the person has been cleared, then you can't hold the allegation against them, right? Because there's no guilt. It's just an allegation.
No.
So if there was guilt, it would have been dealt with differently. If the person
it would have been dealt with different. In fact, management, if the letter had stated that it was closed because of statute of limitations, we would have said at the time, oh, well, apparently there is something. But the letter did not state that. The letter, as used, the management, says based on information available. If you say statute of limitations, a different thing, and maybe that's why they try to spin it like that in the article, right? But the letter did not say that. Because if you say based on statute of limitations, you assume that there is something that they are prevented from dealing with because of the time. But it didn't say that. It said based on information available.
Right. So which
and
is
then
what
and then the email said you can share it for employment purposes. I just saw that email too.
Which is the point I wanted to bring up, because the actual thing is saying based on the information. So therefore, whether you don't think they had all the information, but based on the information that they had, the allegations were not strong enough to even pursue anything. So it was closed. So there was not enough information. The article is saying not because of information really, but based on statute of limitation, meaning it is because of time. And therefore, it could be reopened if more information come about. But you're saying that FIFA already said all the information that they have has deemed the man has removed whatever allegations because the information was not sufficient to pursue anything.
That's the implication from what they wrote. And also the email, don't forget the email, that's important. That says you may share it for employment purposes.
Yeah.
So that's key also. Right? So we ensured, that we made sure all the checks, that we made sure that sufficient check was done based on that information that came to us.
Would Mr. Busby be willing to even let people see that that is like private and confidential? Like, I actually have a letter, and this is a letter from FIFA. To say that.
Well, that's up to him.
Yeah,
that's up to him. You know what I mean? But I mean, you would have seen the letter, Manningsman. Sportsmax also see it, because he told me that I could share it with Sportsmax, right?
Yeah.
And you, so I could share it for these purposes. But he didn't say to me I could publish it. And that is why I have not taken that step, because I respect the privacy of staff members. Can you imagine, Manningsman, if I was to go out there and share information on people, what they would think of me? Like I'm saying, maybe that's the implication that Guardian actually does that, right? But I can't do that. I have to ensure that I respect the privacy of people I'm dealing with, because you know, management. I mean, when you're dealing with managing people, trust is very important.
Yes,
So
sir.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Right. So if
Because
Busby wants to share, you can call Busby, and if he
yeah,
wants to, he wants to share it in terms of it being
yeah.
published, then
Because for
that's up
him,
to
I
him.
think it will be good for him, but
Yeah.
it's not for you to share. It will be good for
No,
him to
it
speak
would be
on
for him
the
to
matter
share.
because he has to exonerate himself because you know, especially with these things, because I see like MF is asking this question. The article says the accuser was not interviewed. And I think he's asking, is that true?
And I
But
don't know. I don't know.
exactly, which I'm saying that MF, that cannot be an issue that the JFF
No.
concerned themselves with. What JFF concerned themselves with, based on what Mr. Chung is saying, is that their governing body gave a letter suggesting that they, the JFF, can engage the person. And that is based on the governing body's investigation of the matter. Whether who they interviewed is not really, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is not really the JFF's purview. What they need to get is, did FIFA clear you? Because if
Yeah.
FIFA is still investigating you, we can't employ you. We need to
No.
know that you're cleared, one, and we need to have the proof that you're cleared. Not from
Mhm.
you, but from FIFA. So
Right.
FIFA presents them with the information. You cannot say then you can't engage the man when FIFA said the man is clear to be engaged, unless it's your personal preference.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, the court probably can go, and the young lady can probably go to court and pick it up as a matter. And then the JFF can then probably look
Yeah.
and say,
Yeah. Yeah.
legal
Yeah.
matter
So,
in the court of law, and we have to come back and make some. I don't know.
of
Maybe
course. Of course. The person can maybe go to court, but we must be very careful, you know, because any one of us as men can be accused of something like that, you know. Right?
yeah.
And we need to be cognizant of that. Right?
Yes.
So we can't and the reason, one of the reasons, the same reason why we never call FIFA directly to, you know, management, because it is, that matter is a personal matter with Busby. And that is why he had to seek clearance to share it. So we couldn't have called and said, boy, give us this. You understand what I'm saying? But based on what we got, right, we were pretty much satisfied, right? And it went straight to the technical committee. They looked at it, and we were pretty much satisfied with it. And you know, we acted based on that, and we can't do anything. Whether if the accuser was interviewed by FIFA or not, I don't know. The question is, if someone makes an accusation, I find it very strange that FIFA would not interview the person who made the application, the accusation. I mean, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So because some of the people believe I'm speaking for you. So let me ask you their
Yeah.
very pertinent question so you can answer it. This one says, man, is the article also said FIFA did not interview the accuser. Does Mr. Chung have info to the contrary? So
No, but I don't have I don't have information either way. And it is, I mean, this is the first time that it would have come come to our attention that, you know, the possibilities that they did not interview. But I asked the question, management, as a logical conclusion. Why would someone make an accusation and then that person not be interviewed? Where is the information coming from then? Because isn't the person that made the accusation is the one that needs to provide the information?
yeah, which is the next issue. Like I said, for me and people, and this is me, I am thinking that if there is any sort of flaw in this, it would be whomever was doing the investigation.
Right.
That I would make an accusation, and you
Yeah.
would never
Yeah.
reach out to me to
And
talk to me about it.
I don't think that
Or
would be.
if I brought the matter, why wouldn't I find a way to make myself available during
Yeah.
that? That's just my opinion. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I don't understand that, my God. I mean, if you go to the police and make a complaint against someone, whose witness evidence is the police going to use? Not yours.
Yes.
So I don't I don't understand it. That one that baffle me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So I don't know. So there you go. So I'm please don't get Mr. Chung can talk for himself. Right? But for me, I just think if I go and say, you know that Mr. Chung, a man named Dennis Chung, box me up on all of them thing there. All right, and the police say, well, we're going to investigate it, and I don't give a statement, I don't go back to the police station, then what are they going to do with the accusation?
Yeah, and then let us say that the person made the accusation and the person didn't follow it up with something they could use. Why wasn't that done?
Yeah.
Because if you have the evidence of an accusation you made, then you would want to submit it. So why wouldn't you have done that of following up an accusation that you made? I don't understand that. So that is not even something that crossed my mind, because I assume that when people make accusations, that they follow up with statement.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And if someone does not, if someone has the opportunity, and I fail to understand why they wouldn't have the opportunity to make a statement or provide evidence and doesn't do it, then we still, the only logical conclusion you can come to from that, you know, is that based on the law, the person is still innocent until proven guilty. So I can't, so that means that if I follow that to its logical conclusion, it means that I can say Manning's man is a criminal. I do not follow it up with a statement, and then Manning's man is convicted. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so so I would love to understand if the accuser actually made a statement, and if not, why not? Because the investigation would have started based on the accusation. So logically, I would expect that the investigation would seek to get a statement from the person. So I would love to understand now, because this is a new thing coming out. I would love to understand. So why the person who made the accusation has not made a statement? That's what I would love to understand. And that is some information that I'm sure everybody would love to understand. Why was that not done?
Yeah. All right. So let me just take Jeremy Lee. The FIFA said, so that's why we have to listen, and you have to, if you have not read the articles, if you have not read the one from the Guardian, if you have not read what is in Sportsmax, you probably are misunderstanding and not following the flow of the conversation. So let me help you. It was the article that cited statute of limitation. The
one from the Guardian article.
From the Guardian. The FIFA argument is that he was cleared because they didn't have, based on the information they had, the investigation.
They stopped the investigation.
They stopped the investigation. That's what FIFA said.
They closed it.
They closed the FIFA said that. FIFA did not say anything about statute of limitation. It is the Guardian article that said that. All right. So to say it stinks is really saying the article from the Guardian, not what FIFA said, because FIFA did not say that. So I would suggest that, just for clarity, that you read the article and look at the one where Mr. Chung was interviewed by Sportsmax. So you can come to a specific place. So now, because Michael Lieber is asking a question, which is, because let's look at it the other way, Mr. Chung. This could be and this has nothing to do with Mr. Busby. This could be your niece, my niece, your daughter, my daughter. And if they bring the accusation, we would want them to go down a pathway where we believe that justice has been served.
Yes.
Right? So let's take it from that perspective. All right, that now we are in the position where the accuser is connected to us.
Yes.
All right. Now FIFA needs to speak to this. So because now you're in a position, a very peculiar position, because you have to follow logic. But
Yeah.
logic don't mean that the accuser feel like justice has been done.
No.
You understand me? So how do you balance that logic with the emotion of the person or the understanding of those who believe like, but there's an accuser in this?
Yeah, but then what we must understand is that the accuser would have had the opportunity to actually say what is on the mind of the accuser. Now, the Guardian is suggesting that the accuser did not say it. So the question is why? But that is not something I can preoccupy my mind with, because I didn't even think that, that was a possibility. I thought that the person gave the information. So the question to the person then is, why didn't you do that? Because, I mean, we've seen cases, man, of athletes, particularly young basketball players in the US, who was accused of rape, which was not true, and damaged a man's career. And we have to consider that. I understand the emotional side, right? But the reason why we have investigations, the reason why we have the court, is to remove the emotion from the decisions. So you listen to everybody. That's what arbitration is, right? Both the accuser and the person who is accused, there's going to be emotions. I mean, I've seen arbitration at work, and people will say all sort of things. But the person who is in the middle, who is doing it, will look at all the relevant information, considering even the emotions, and at the end of the day say, you know what? This is what is the right thing to do, right? And that is what, and therefore I would love to understand, why is it that the person who made an accusation would not have given information, whether they weren't asked? And I fail to understand why they weren't asked, because that suggestion from the Guardian that the person wasn't interviewed, is actually throwing what young people would call shade on FIFA. Think about it, my man.
No, so this is why I'm getting to that, because because what I want to find out from you is, have you as a GenSec reach out to FIFA and said, listen, this thing has come up, this coach is
No, I haven't. I just came up on Saturday.
I understand me to say to them, like, listen, they're saying that you never even investigated this matter, and they say it is cleared.
Yeah.
Maybe FIFA will say that's a lie.
Yeah, because what Gordon is saying, Gordon is basically accusing Busby, right? They're accusing JFF of lying, and they're accusing FIFA of not properly doing an investigation. Because if they say that the accuser was not interviewed, what they're saying also, is that FIFA heard. That's basically what they're saying, Think about it, man, because it is the duty of the investigator to find out what what information the accuser has.
That is why I want to find out from you, because I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that none of this was kind of known until the article came out. A lot of this was unknown, right? Until the article came. So now that the article has come out, it has put you in a very peculiar situation, because here it is that persons who have been in the position where they have been, the accused, or the accused, they bring the accusation, right? They may feel like, how could this be possible that there was no investigation at all and there's clearance? That because that is what the article is saying. It is saying that, right? So now you're in a position where you made a decision initially based on the accusation. The article is saying that there's no investigation and there's clearance, and then you have rehired, which puts you in a peculiar position, because you would want to know the outcome of the investigation, because you fired based on the accusation.
Yes, but then the letter that we got says that based on the information available, it was closed, and that he could use that letter, he could share that letter with us for employment purposes.
I can see why
Right?
people think it's contradicting because
Right. So therefore, management, listen to this now. One of the things that we have not asked, people have said, boy, maybe JFF never have all the information. Boy, maybe the accuser. Are we certain that the Guardian article is accurate? Because the Guardian is accusing Busby, JFF, and FIFA, right? How we know that the Guardian article is accurate? Because there's nobody quoted in the Guardian article,
Right. So they have Yeah. The truth is, the article doesn't quote anyone. It doesn't
No.
quote anyone. This is just somebody just writing, and because there's no quote from the accuser, there's no quote from the accused, there's no quote from the JFF, and there's no quote from FIFA.
No.
Really, actually. So the article
And there's no there's no quote from Busby.
And right, what I said, the accused, the accuser.
Yeah, right.
Or the JFF.
Right.
None of those the article has spoken to or get any information from.
Right. And it said that it spoke to somebody in FIFA who knows, which doesn't suggest that it's someone who did the investigation.
Yeah. Which is why I think like some of the information, Mr. Busby gonna have to probably just say, this is what I got from FIFA to just generate himself. And like I said, I think the JFF, I would suggest that the JFF kind of have a call with FIFA and say, listen, this has come up.
No, we will definitely do what we need to do, because we want to ensure that the proper information is had. So we will do that, right? But to say that we didn't act based on information would be inaccurate, because you saw that you have seen the things, man.
Yeah. So which is what I'm saying to people. People listen, I don't have permission to share them. But there's in fact a letter from FIFA letterhead saying that the man is cleared to engage the JFF for employment. So FIFA sanctioned that, right? Because I know some of you are going to say management picking up with JFF, and I'm making it clear. So there is a letter that states that. All right, maybe Sportsmax who have it can go deeper into it, but I can't. So
they're not going to go deeper into it, because it was shared with them on the same basis that you saw it. That it can't be shared, because Busby would have to authorize that, because we have to respect the privacy of staff members.
So so it says let me just read this again, because this is actually from FIFA, stating that the FIFA ethics committee had closed the preliminary investigation. Right, this is what the Guardian says, but FIFA obtained. It says a copy of the correspondence from the investigatory chamber of FIFA's ethics committee stating that the investigation against Busby was closed. So this is from FIFA. FIFA said the investigation was closed based on information available.
And then what did the Guardian say about that? That same thing.
Right. So the Guardian said is that clearance, noting that FIFA Ethics Committee has closed the preliminary investigation due to a statute of limitation without formally exonerating him. So
right.
The Guardian
but the letter itself, the original letter.
Yes.
So which one we must believe? The letter from FIFA, or the letter or the article written by Guardian who came from a third party?
Well, you know what the people are going to say, that seeing that the letter and the FIFA thing are contradicting each other, maybe you should not have made a decision, because there is a contradiction. What is right?
Yeah.
Which one is right?
Yeah, but the only one that was available to us that time was not the Guardian article, it was the FIFA letter.
Oh,
so
yes.
we made the decision based on what was available to us. The Guardian article came out on Saturday. So anybody who says it's contradictory and we should look at both means that we should be able to predict the future about what is coming.
Oh.
You understand? Listen. We just had a DJ that was released from prison management. And what did the judgment say? It said based on the information available. Same thing, right? That they released him.
Yeah.
You understand?
How are the players? Because how are the players dealing with this?
The women players?
Yeah, because I mean,
I'm not sure. I haven't gotten any feedback from them on it yet. The manager is abroad, and
man. But his initial coming back into the team was
they all accepted the invitation. Well, I mean, Bonnie Shaw was invited, but she had passport issues from even before with Manchester City.
I think it's
so
visa.
That was that.
I think it's a visa
It
issue.
said passport issues. I mean, I don't know if it's visa or passport, but remember, when she was going to play for Man City too, they had some passport issues and she couldn't travel with the team. So I think it's the same passport issue. I'm presuming, but that was what I was told. But everybody else that was invited came. Everybody who I know that one or two persons from overseas might have been having a difficulty getting visa. We got visa for everybody locally, but we could not have represented the persons overseas. So I think maybe one person or so might have had a difficulty. But everybody went, and I heard the reports I got from the HOD who went is that the atmosphere was good. It was very good at the France camp. Certainly at the Brazil camp also before that. I got good reports, about it, and everybody turned up.
And
to the game.
There's also he's going to be in charge for the games, I think, at the end of November, early December.
Yeah, man. In Montego Bay. I mean, unless yeah. So unless
I think you're reading the comments, so let me take it off.
I saw the comment that just came up, which and I'd love for you to bring it up again, but we have no, as I said, and this is the comment that just came up to management. How are we going to have a change of heart based on still information that's unproven?
Yeah.
So
the question is, people, here's where I'm confused. The coach was let go based off an unproven allegation. Yet the fact that it was unproven is now being used to justify the change.
No. Remember, the intervening between that is the letter from FIFA. So the allegation was made before, and I don't think it is very important for us not to presume guilt on people, right? But this situation, the allegation that was made, would have been so egregious if it was true that we had to take that decision, because it would have upset the chemistry of the team and the program.
Yeah.
Right? And therefore, we had to think about the chemistry of the team and the program at the time. Right? Or JFF, because I wasn't there. Based on, right? And remember, there were multiple times before that also where he was in discussion with JFF, and JFF said, no, yeah, we have to get something, right? Because he apparently had information before, and we said, listen, we need something in writing, right? Okay. And based on it being given to us in writing now, right, we said, listen, the allegation before was unproven. We acted based on it, but now we get something to show that it has been closed. And so therefore,
admitted that they acted with unproven information in the first instance.
We did, yes. And I mean, we can understand that, Maizan, because if somebody in a school, for example, is alleged to have committed a sexual assault on a student, even though it is unproven, right? Then you would want to remove the person for investigative purposes.
Yeah.
When the investigation is done, if it is shown that what was said against the person in the school is not true, then what do? Still keep the person removed? You know what I mean? I mean, as I said to you, if that is the case, I guarantee you next week, if we follow that rule, nobody is sitting in parliament. Everybody going to accuse everybody.
Yeah. The article also quoted a JFF spokesperson. Are you aware of who that is?
I don't know who that is.
You need to have a conversation with the Guardian then, because obviously there's a JFF spokesperson that they had conversation with on this matter. Then Cranky says, why is the letter being selected, communicated to a few chosen parties? Why not provide
but that information or Cranky talking about? I have said that I cannot, without the permission of Busby, publish that.
Yeah.
It is information based on him.
Yeah, because the letter is a letter that FIFA gave to Busby for his personal employment that he shared with the JFF. So the JFF, I think Mr. Chung said it earlier, the JFF can't share it, but Mr. Busby can share it if he so desires.
Right.
To whom he so desires, all right?
Right.
Duclan and Guardian need to get sued for a defamation. That should be. But Tuffy Rudy saying, was the coach terminated or suspended until the investigation concluded?
He was terminated because we didn't have a further contract with him, so it was a termination.
Right. All right. Will any action be taken same with on the Guardian article, or is it business as usual? Will there, if the Guardian is wrong, is there any action? Because this has put the JFF. This is bad for the JFF and bad for Busby.
Yeah. So I understand that certainly there should be some defamation action. As from the JFF point of view, I can't comment on that. That's something I have to discuss with the president and the other persons within JFF. That's not something I could take on my own in terms of action.
Yeah. All right. So how do we know if the letter? Michael Lieber is saying, how do we know if the letter is legit? That is the letter that Busby had from FIFA. Oh,
well, he's now, Michael need to be careful him don't get sued for defamation because him accusing Busby now of fraud.
Oh Lord.
You understand what I'm saying? And I find it strange though that I could say that and you could read from a letter that you saw on a letterhead and people choose to believe that letter is
from FIFA.
Right, and that person choose to believe that the thing that is the wrong one that is wrong, and not the article that don't quote anybody. You know what I mean? That's fine.
Yeah, which is part of the thing. Like, while everything must be looked at, here it is that there's a letter with FIFA stamp and FIFA letterhead, but it is even being probably looked at as it is not the real thing.
But the Guardian article is being looked at as gospel.
With no quote from anybody.
No quote.
Not from the accused, not from the accuser, or from the JFF. No direct thing. It is believed.
Anybody can write something that says JFF spokesperson, and anybody can write something that say that somebody close in FIFA close to it knows says something, But give me a quote. Tell me who. Even write to me, right? So when the person from Guardian spoke to me, right? They asked me for my comment. Why wouldn't they have said to us at that time, this is what somebody said in FIFA, or this is what somebody said in JFF?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see this in this, it says, Busby, since the article surfaced, it says, Sportsmax TV has been reliably informed that Busby is in the process of filing a defamation lawsuit against someone in the UK. It is not clear if the individual is an employee at the British newspaper. So no, I am saying, if he's pursuing a lawsuit against somebody connected to the newspaper because of this, then obviously something is amiss where the article is concerned.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it plays out, but what we know is that the information that you have there, management, was sent to the technical committee. I've actually have other emails, which shows that he was employed by the same club, right? And I mean that don't even come in yet, but I mean, I guess he'll have all that information for his defamation suit if
Let
he's
me also
in
say,
fact
people,
doing that.
remember that the accuser did not send something to the JFF because it was at a JFF. It had nothing to do with a Jamaican player or anything
Right,
like that. It's a
right.
completely it's outside of the jurisdiction of
Yeah,
Jamaica. So
yeah.
let's make that clear, because I think some of us are based on some of the comments, it would suggest that this is somebody that
No,
is
no,
part
it has nothing to do with JFF.
so therefore, the JFF would not need to like invest,
No, no,
investigate the
no.
person based on the accusation, sort of a thing. I believe. But Mr. Trek, would the JFF
No,
need?
you're correct. You're correct. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with any JFF team or Jamaica team, no assignment or anything. So, I mean, nothing would have been sent to us.
Yes, so that is what people are asking. Should the JFF has gone and like talk to the accuser to find out about this as part of their process?
No, as I said, I think it is enough for us. We report to our governing body, The governing body is already looking at it, right? If we receive, and this is what we need to be very careful of, just like how the Guardian is accusing implicitly FIFA of not doing a good job. It is if we were to do that, we would then also be doubting anything coming from FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA is our governing body.
Yeah.
And it means that if we doubt that situation, we will be doubting every situation that FIFA sends something to us.
Yep. And let me say it again, people. I have here information that from FIFA, you're basically telling that, listen, yes, you can share this information with the JFF for employment, but like Mr. Chung said, because it's for Mr. Busby, it is addressed to him and not the JFF. He would have to, and I think at some point, I think for his own purpose, I would advise him to say, listen, talk to
He may
somebody.
want to do that.
Yes, and share it with somebody, especially because you're going to pursue defamation.
Yeah.
Listen, here it is. FIFA cleared me, so I don't know why.
Yeah. So and I mean he has that, and look at it this way, as I said, the only thing you go into a court of law, the judge has before him a FIFA letter. The judge has before him that email, right? And there are other things, right? The judge does not have a statement from the accuser. What is the judge going to do?
Yeah. I think this, you see, I think this is let me tell you one of the reasons why this is important, because I think we have to be so important of how we deal with this, because there is also a player who allegations were raised about him.
Yeah, that's Mason.
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
and
That call it. You can call.
but I made that point, Mason, because if that is the case, then what we're saying then is that we couldn't welcome Mason to play for us. That's what people are saying. Which again, an allegation was made against him. He was cleared in court, right? I mean, what do you do? Tell the man that he should not have a football career because Jamaicans calling for him. But based on if we were to go based on this, we would be saying, okay, fine, we have to stay far from him too. And anybody who is accused of anything. So if anything in the future comes up about anybody make an allegation, what we're saying also is we need to stay far from that person. So we could have a malicious person that want to eliminate our whole team,
Yeah. All right. They say there are two. Some people are saying there are two different cases. You understand me? So let's see. But Mr. Chung, if the accusation was so serious to terminate, why would we rehire?
who is that? Tiffy?
Tuffy Rudy.
Toffee, but Toffee,
He's
Toffee.
the ardent support of the female program. I don't even know if
But
he watch real football.
yeah, but Toffee, listen, I think we've spoken already. We have said that we got the information that management read out, right, in support of the fact that even though an allegation was made, there was nothing apparently supporting the allegation. And Toffee, if somebody accuse you of something tomorrow unjustly, right, does that mean that you should be persona non grata for the rest of your life, even if the person who accused you refused to say anything, or the person that accused you can't provide any evidence? And that's what we need to be careful of. So we're not saying that, and we are not the ones who spoke about statute of limitation, right? And as I said, management, if something comes up in the future that is credible, of course, we have to act on it. Right? That's what we have to do. But we have to also act on the information that's available, giving the person the benefit of the doubt. And as we said, the two camps went good with him. Right? We got everybody who turned up. And you know, we didn't get any player calling us and saying, boy, listen, we have an issue with this. Right? That again would have been another red flag if a player had called us or players had called us. Right? Because we could then look into it. Not necessarily that we won't act based on that, because as I said, you know, it depends on the information coming to us. But, you know, I pray Toffee that nobody accuse you of something tomorrow. Because if that happens, then it means that everything that you have should be taken away from you.
I see Rob Smith says, after the issue with the girls after the World Cup, Mason Greenwood and now Busby, are you guys not afraid of developing a stigma that you don't respect women? Or should this be go ahead, because I have something that I would say.
Yeah.
So I will say, let me just say this before Mike. I have not heard, which I think would be good. I've not heard like the female team, any member of the females team, from the beginning of this Busby thing to the rehiring, really say anything about him publicly.
No. Nobody said anything. In fact,
but don't miss Rob Smith thing. But I think that is important. But
yeah, it's important. It's important. And you know, I think that the girls know him very well, because even when he was not with JFF, he would have been doing some work otherwise, which he would interact with them. So, you know, we haven't gotten information, and we have to act based on information. And you know what Rob is saying, you know, Mason Greenwood again, right? Rob is basically, even though the court cleared Mason, Rob is saying the man's still guilty. Then that's basically what Rob is saying. Even though we got a letter from FIFA, Rob is saying Busby is still guilty, right? The issue with the girls after World Cup, everybody knows what happened. And also we know that they were actually paid from last year, right? So we know, I mean, and again, you know, the Guardian is one of the papers that double down on that also, right? So Rob, show me something, prove it to me. And I pray again, Rob, that nobody accuses you of anything tomorrow. Because if they do that, that means that everything, as I said, should be taken away from you based on what you are saying, or based on the fact that you believe that this is so. If somebody accuses you of something tomorrow, you're going to give it up voluntarily, because that's how you feel.
Okay. I see a next question. I see it. All right. I see a next question. Where? No, where is it? Management. May I ask? Was he around the players before being cleared by that letter?
Well, if he wasn't around based on being employed to JFF.
Okay.
You know. Yeah. So I don't know.
All right.
That's a question you'd have to ask him.
Yeah, but well, and let me just say this. If he was around, could he have been? Let me ask it this way: could he have been around the team, given the
It's possible because I know that he was working with Sidela.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right. All right. All right, people. I told Mr. Chung 45 minutes. We are 1 hour and 5 minutes, right? So he has to leave because it's Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to allow 2 calls only and 5 minutes each. So make it very, 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 very.
Who calling? Toffee calling?
Tough not calling. Tough is an ardent supporter of female football.
Oh,
Look at this. Who is this? Bertram?
Hello? Yeah, it's Cranky.
This is Bertram.
Hey, well, I'm Cranky.
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to hear from you.
I have yeah, same here. You guys have banned me now, but that's okay.
No, man, you're invited anytime. You're Cranky. You don't hear them big food that management eating on Sunday. You must come down and both of us go down there and eat some of that, man.
No, I'm going to St. Louis, so.
Oh, you're going there? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm accredited, but anyway. So here's my question for you guys, actually, which is this.
Yeah.
Cranky, hold on, Cranky, before you ask. The man them say, why you get through so fast? Like you have special privileges. Tell us, say you. I was looking at the phone, sir. You just something that he's the one who asks if they are called. So
but you see, management, the guardian is going to write an article about how you're biased to Cranky, you know.
Jesus.
So look, I think this is a very challenging situation, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't label the accuser or the accused when we don't have all the evidence, right?
Right.
It is unfair. I said that yesterday in my program. It may be unfair to Busby to keep him in limbo forever based on the accusation, but it also may be unfair to the accused if she doesn't get justice in her own mind, right? And I think FIFA dropped the ball on this.
No, don't assume that. Don't assume that, Cranky, because this is why we need to understand. Yeah, so Cranky, what I'm saying, we need to understand if FIFA had actually reached out to get information and didn't get it.
No. What I'm saying is this: is that you can't come on and say the statute of limitation expired when it's
No, but Cranky, it is the Guardian talking about statute of limitation. We don't know nothing about that.
That's what I'm saying. Cranky.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
What I'm saying, Cranky, the statute of limitation is not what FIFA said. You know, it is the Guardian who said they were told that FIFA in the official communication, that's not what they said. They said
based on information available.
Based on information.
No, let me go ahead. Yeah, well, that's not a very transparent comment. That's like a throwaway comment. Well, what does that mean? Based on information available. Either you got evidence, or you don't have evidence, right? It's cut and dry in a sense. And here's another question. Here's another problem actually in the whole situation. The article suggests that the alleged victim was not contacted or interviewed by FIFA.
Right. Are you sure that is correct?
No, I'm just saying. Well, that's what the article is saying. We are talking about the article, right? And the article, the victim actually said that in the article. That's what happened.
No. Nobody was quoted in the article, Cranky.
I'm gonna go back to the article because I thought it said the victim said she wasn't contacted by FIFA. Because she talked about the situation in the hotel room and having 2 beds and all of that. She walked through it, right? Him on all 4s.
Yeah. But there was, Cranky, there was no quotation, right? It was somebody saying that this is what was said.
There was. I have to go back over it.
No, there was no quotation.
So Cranky, right? You see the article. Yeah. What happened is that the article spoke about the incident from the past.
Yeah.
But this article did not talk, about the FIFA decision. It did not quote. There's nothing from the accused.
The Guardian also understands that witnesses to the alleged misconduct, including Vancouver Whitecaps player Mallory Enoch, who made initial claims against Busby, were never interviewed by FIFA's ethics committee.
Right.
With regard to the allegation against Mr. Busby, the investigatory chamber of the FIFA ethics committee initiated a preliminary investigation to potential breach of XYZ. Our FIFA spokesperson says, we can confirm that the preliminary investigation has been closed in accordance with FIFA's Code of Ethics and Statute Limitations that applied at the time of alleged incidents. So they're saying the statute limitations expiration, which then why they close the case, right?
Yeah, but we don't have any evidence of that, Frankie. The only evidence we have is they say that based on information available.
No, I understand what I'm saying. The information here is in quotes about the statute of limitation. That's in quotes.
Well, it's not a quote. They're saying that somebody said that.
Yes. That's what they're saying. From FIFA said that. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
they didn't even say it was someone close, someone involved in the investigation. They said someone close.
Right. Look, we know the Guardian and all these English newspapers are tabloids. At the same time, the question would be to the JFF. My question to the JFF would be, did we interview the alleged victim? Because I'm sure you talked to Busby, right?
If who interviewed the alleged victim?
JFF.
No, JFF, it's not a JFF matter.
No, I understand. But if here's the thing, Dennis. If I'm going to hire someone, I got to protect myself when I hire them. I'm going to take all necessary due diligence under consideration to confirm, so you can't necessarily ensure that I've done.
And you don't think that us getting something from our governing body is sufficient. We must question our governing body and then go and do our own investigation.
I think we're hiding. Here's my view. I think when we use the governing body, it's like a crutch. When that governing body
So therefore, you see what you're saying, right? Is that when the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal makes a decision, we must then go and say that the decision might have been wrong. So then we must go and investigate what the Court of Appeal has said.
So here's a perfect analogy.
But Frankie, if that was the case, everybody who is found innocent is not. We're still going to presume them guilty,
So Dennis, here's my one question: why is the Mason Greenwood playing for England?
Why what?
Why is the Mason Greenwood playing for England?
That's an opinion of.
Because he was tried in the court of public opinion, even though the official court of the land didn't convict him of anything.
So hold on. You believe, Cranky, that if you are in that situation and the court says that you're innocent, that you believe that the public opinion now should take precedence to the court?
There was no courts involved in this. We talk about FIFA.
No, an investigation, but I'm saying, but you talk about Mason Greenwood. So you believe in your heart that the court released him, but you believe that he's still guilty.
I don't know if he's guilty or not. Here's the thing about
but listen, guys, but Cranky, listen, Cranky.
Back up. No. Listen, you guys listen, because you guys are not listening. No, listen. The court didn't say they exonerate him. The court said they didn't have cooperation with the witnesses. There's a difference.
Right.
That's the difference. If I don't cooperate, I don't know if you're guilty or not. So let's not sit here and basically say he's been exonerated. Exonerated is a different term than, you know what? I don't have enough evidence that can pursue the case. Yeah,
but Cranky, here the problem I have, and this is something that I notice with social media now. We believe that people are guilty until proven innocent. Why then, if the person says, if the
that's not fair, Dennis. That's not fair.
but that is what, but that's effectively the situation, because you're saying that the person did not cooperate, which means that it wasn't proven yet. We have a court system that says that everyone has a right to their day in court, and until then they are innocent until proven guilty. If we don't believe that, the society is in problem, because it means then
Dennis, we're conflating to Dennis. Mendy from Man City was proven innocent. Busby and Mason Greenwood were not proven innocent. There's a big difference. Let me say it again. Mendy from Man City went through the court system where 8 people accused him of rape, and he was proven innocent based on a court and a jury that says evidence exonerated him.
All right, but Cranky.
All right. So Cranky, listen to this. So listen to this, right?
No, let me stop both of you, because here's what this article also says it. This is from The Guardian. He has never faced criminal charges over the allegations. Remember, that whomever this person is, she has not raised criminal charges against him. Like in the Mendy case, it was reported to her team. You know?
Man is. Yeah. I understand all of that. Okay, I'm trying to distinguish between going through the courts. The court is a different adjudicative body than an ethics committee. In this case, to say in a traditional way, they went to the police. The police then tried to gather witnesses. There's no cooperation. They didn't let him. Man United was going to let Mason Green play for Man United again. Public opinion says those pictures suggest that he's not going to play for us. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. But the JFF is a body where JFF has to consider not only the courts, but also public opinion. Because a body that...
Okay, understand.
Yeah, so what you're saying then is that Mason Greenwood shouldn't even be playing for the club he's playing for now.
Dennis, I'm not saying any of that. I did a program on Mason Greenwood. Look at my program on Mason Greenwood. I'm never saying that. What I'm saying is that I don't want anybody to draw aspersion on either the victim or the accused. If you don't have evidence, then you know what? You're in limbo, and it is what it is.
Right.
So I think Busby should be sitting down, not have a job forever, but we can't say Busby's exonerated. We just don't know. That's my point.
No. And that's and Cranky, I agree with you. We can't say that, but we cannot also say that he's guilty.
I'm not saying he's guilty.
Say that. Right.
No, I don't think anybody's saying he's guilty.
And that is why, Cranky, when the decision was made, at the time, I said publicly that if new information comes up to prove otherwise, then we will have to act accordingly.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. But until then, we got that information, right? And we acted, the technical committee acted based on the information that we received.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm not saying the JFF anything wrong. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah. Oh, understand.
Right? For certain things in life, you have to go up and above than what would be normal. That's all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for allowing me to talk, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I remember, Cranky, we have a date at Manning's Man for some dinner here, Sunday dinner.
Oh, yeah, we have a date over by Cranky Live next week. You need to go by Cranky Live for talk about this. All right, Cranky.
All right, man.
So that was Mr. Chung, let me just, because this oh geez, the people gonna beat me for this one, but the man put in the comment section say ignoring him and Cranky is not more special than him and all
Who is that?
He call himself Gunner's Boss. All right, and this is 5 minutes. All right.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Gunner's Boss.
5 minutes. Big up yourself, man. I don't need 5 minutes.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, we're hearing this show in the background. The echoing, you have to turn off something, sir.
I turned it off. It was your show I was listening to, you know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Bad man, Cranky, come beat and teach and go on, because it look like say you never get no call in, you never go get. Mr. Chung.
Yeah, man.
Just looking here. Good day, Mr. Chung. Good night.
Yeah, man. Good night.
Just looking at the article on ESPN.com. 4 National Women Soccer League coaches get lifetime ban after sexual harassment investigation.
After investigation.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let me ask a question. Why was this man not investigated? But hold on. This me not even going on that because you would know that. But the question with the thing when you want to know, why you think that gonna bring undue pressure on the federation, and you and on everybody else? Why you never just find a different coach instead of him first?
Well, I mean, as I said, those decisions are made by the technical committee, but I mean, he would have been in the running based on the fact that, we got that. Remember, you say investigation. And remember, the letter said after our preliminary investigation, we have, and the information available, we have closed the case.
So, Gunners Boss, let me just ask Gunners Boss. So, once a person is accused of something, they should not be employed?
Find different employment, not in our national team, because of this. You ask me the question, and I go answer it, and you go tell me no. Let me answer the question you ask me. Not in our national team. When them have these problems, go find other places, because them thing when we are trying to qualify or we try to beat some team, them now come and talk about the game. Them a beat on the people, them and talk about them far. So we don't need them.
So, Gunners Boss, would you be okay with him being employed at the school that your grandkids go to?
No.
All right. So
you know what? Nobody who accuse themselves. Accuse. I don't want no one who is accused of forcing themselves and these female to end up in the female accusation.
But Gunners. You have people who have been accused, and it turned out that the accuser was telling a lie,
Right. Yeah.
So what happened to those people?
It don't happen in this circumstance.
Right. No, Gunners.
Yeah, but Gunners.
Being an accusation.
But Gunners, suppose somebody accuse you of something tomorrow.
Well, if me deal with it. If me get accused,
so if somebody accuse you of something tomorrow, then you must suffer the consequences of the accusation. So you're supposed to lose your work and everything.
Well, if the boss fire me, I go and go through the process it take and.
But exactly, and so Gunners, you are at your office. So Gunners, you are at your office. Your boss said, "Listen, I believe Gunners is a thief, and I won't fire him." You go through the process, and the IDT reinstate and said, "No, what the boss said, we can't find any evidence to support that." What should happen? You shouldn't be compensated then.
The people based on the discussion, Mr. Chung, people was not looking for evidence. They was just trying to find a way to exonerate this person.
No. You can't say that, Gunners, because that is what the article from Guardian said. But you need to understand, you can't just hear one person say something and then you don't hear what happened from the other side. Because what the article is accusing FIFA of is not doing their proper work. You don't hear from FIFA. So the Guardian is accusing FIFA of something too, and we don't hear none from FIFA. And you're gonna string up the people then because of that. It's like in the days of slavery, Gunners, when a man accused you, say you are an animal because you're black. You must get hung because of that.
Me never. I am 60 years old and I have never met anyone from slavery. All those are stories. We are not that story here.
But so you don't believe. So you are saying, Gunners, be careful of what you're saying, because what you are saying in the public now is that you don't believe that people suffered those things in slavery.
You said that.
You just said that. You say you have never met anybody from slavery, so you don't know about those things.
No, me never meet nobody as slave. I am 60 years old.
So you don't believe. I just meet. Accused unfairly.
what we're talking about here now. We are talking about something that is happening presently in the Jamaica Federation.
No, but it have a parallel meaning. That means that when somebody accuse somebody and violate them human rights, then it is okay.
We're not going off context. I don't do these things, we're talking about something and you want to go all over the place. That's dodging, It look like say, Mr. Chung, it look like say, you never do your due diligence. You never do an investigation. And because of that, now you come here, that and this man, no.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't listening from the start of the program.
All right,
Yeah,
go on,
the lady said.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and make it laugh.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Run number.
Yeah, that's me just say, boss. No, you know about me up. I just got me say. Go ahead. Hear what the lady said, and I agree with it. She said she was not looking for monetary, or she was not trying to take this man, but based on the information that she given, this man should not be allowed to be around women coaching anymore because what he done to her might have been done. So her thing is to protect other women, and that I agree with that.
The lady said that, or the lady said that.
No man, he's talking about the original.
Yeah. The original. Okay.
First thing is to protect it. Yeah. So it's just like Simone Biles and them come out. Nobody never believe them. Look at what happened. Look how many people get doctors and coaches, and how many people lose their job, and some people get out of prison for them things. And people don't listen to these things. Man, to find different coach and make the man go away, my government. All right. Good night.
All right, go on. All right. People again. All right. The show, Mr. Chung has to go now. So, Mr. Chung, we're going to release it because.
Yeah, man.
Let me just say this, right? Lord have mercy. Human. All right. Human, Mr. Chung has to go, right? You have 3 minutes maximum. So, I'm not even going to say anything. You just ask Mr. Chung what you ask him, and then that is it. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chung.
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
Good. I have a couple of questions. I'm the one that is confused about a couple of things that you said.
Yeah.
First of all, has Mr. Busby sued the lady for defamation? Because when you read the allegations, if I was accused of that and I didn't do it, why has no legal action been taken against the lady?
Listen. What's your name? MF is sad that the thing come out, No.
I'm not talking about the article. I'm talking about the.
Oh, you mean the initial thing?
Yes.
I don't know. He would have to respond to that, but I don't know. Okay. But remember, this article just came out on Saturday, and remember, the fact of the matter, is that maybe he felt that it went through FIFA and everything was closed. So, he didn't want to take it any further. But now that this has come out, he might take it further.
Okay.
Again, so that might happen because, if it was me, I'd have taken it further. If that came out and nothing is proven, I would take it further. That's what I would do.
So that's my point. When you've worked in corporate, right? And you are head of an organization. That right now, tonight, as we are here, you are wasting time having to deal with this issue. So the question is, if there's the appearance of impropriety, right? So let's forget impropriety. Mm-hmm. You said in the beginning that he was let go, not suspended, but let go based on the allegation, right? So whether or not FIFA ultimately cleared him. So then if I was him, I would have a problem with you guys for letting me go on an unproven allegation. I wouldn't even come back to work for you. So this is what I'm saying, that the confusion and the questions that we're asking are relevant. And some people think we're trying to attack you or attack the JFF. That is not my purpose. Mm-hmm. I believe that you guys can do a lot better with the way you operate from a corporate and ethical and a professional standpoint. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm telling you the public perception that has been pervasive for many years. And I'm hoping that you guys, I've seen some improvement, and I'm hoping that you guys will begin to operate on a different level, and so that we don't wind up having these problems and having to instead of focusing on the football, that we're constantly talking about things like this. Where even now, you see how
MF, one thing that we cannot do, and you look at how JFF has operated recently. We have not had any issues with flights. We've reduced our deficit from 240 million last year to 81 million. We've had a tax compliance certificate from last year. There are many companies in Jamaica, I can tell you, do not have a tax compliance certificate. And if you, a lot of people who talking, if you ask them about the tax status, them shut up, right? We have paid up all the players, right? This situation that come up, right, is not a matter that was raised because of what the JFF has done, right? And let's be very clear about that, because we have gotten the information that shows, as Manningsman read, that based on the information available, they closed the investigation. It also said this letter can be shared for employment purposes with the JFF, right? So we would have done all of that. When he was hired, I said at the time also, if information comes up that proves otherwise, then we will have to take action. So we've done all of that. So it's not that it is something that we have done. And remember also that the information that was written on Saturday is not nobody being quoted, right? As I said, I was not asked for no multiple requests. I was asked one time and I said, listen, and I'm sure you'd act the same way, MF. If someone asks you to reveal information about an employee in your organization, would you give it?
No, but they said that you didn't respond. So did you at least respond?
No. But that's what I told you I did. I said I cannot reveal information, so I have no comment on it. I said, go ask Mr. Busby. Wouldn't you have done the same thing?
I'm saying that then yes, but I'm saying now then the article or the author of the article needs to be challenged, because they said you.
But that's what I have done. I have challenged it by I have challenged it by saying that.
Okay.
I don't know why people still want to believe the article after I have said this is what happened. I got a communication. I said, listen, ask Mr. Busby. I can't reveal information on a staff member. And I'm sure every organization that is practicing ethical HR practices would do the same thing.
Real quick, I don't think that, well, for me, I'm not telling you that I believe the article. What I'm saying to you is that they have laid out some, rehashed what was said, quotes from the people, right? So we don't have access to the author of the article. We haven't seen the FIFA letter. You are not able to show it based on what you said.
No, but Manningsman read from it. You're saying you don't believe Manningsman?
But so we get it.
So Manningsman, you're telling a lie.
No, man, that's what it. MF, tell him what that's what
Mr. Chung. And Mr. Chung, don't do that. You're being disingenuous now. I'm not saying that.
You see what Eagle Republic said? You see what Eagle Republic said in the comments, man. I have emails that he sent me showing all of that.
Oh, no.
Mr. Chung,
MF can't see, but go ahead, MF. Let me read what Eagle Republic says. It says, after Mr. Busby was let go by the Vancouver Whitecaps, he was hired by Seattle Sounders women for 5 years. He was also hired by Jacksonville women team before Jamaica. But I think he has a different point, Mr. So go ahead, MF, and then we're going to close. Yeah.
Yeah, you took about 1 minute and 3 minutes. But yeah, Mr. Chung.
Oh, geez. Oh, no.
Again.
Man got 7 minutes in it. You see the people are saying, oh, the man got 7 minutes.
Hey, I was listening to Mr. Chung talk. I gave him a chance to speak.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, MF. Go ahead.
Yeah, again, I'm not trying to assert that the article is true. Again, we only have access to you right now. We don't have access to the article. So of course we're going to ask the questions, and again, if we see inconsistencies, we're going to challenge you on it. It's not that we don't like you or we hate the JFF or whatever. This is one of the narratives that are constantly pushed, which I hate. No Jamaican wants to sit around and hate the JFF, but if JFF, but if we see foolishness, We hate that. All we want is for, and again, I applaud you. I have seen improvement, and I've said it publicly. So again, I have seen that it will continue. And again, as Jamaicans, we don't like the embarrassment that comes down when some of the things I think could be avoided. Like, again, if I was the CEO of the company, I would not hire this gentleman, not because I believe he's necessarily guilty, but again, and people should stop trying to conflate the Mason Greenwood issue with this issue, because it's two different issues.
So you're saying that Mason Greenwood, you're saying that we shouldn't take Mason Greenwood either?
Absolutely not. You should.
We should.
That's why I said don't conflate the two issues, because they're completely
different. So why should we take him and not take Busby?
Okay, let me explain to you. You have a teenager who even though it's been adjudicated that they didn't try it, so they threw it out, so there was not enough evidence. Okay, so he was not found guilty of the offenses. Number one, he was a teenager. He made a mistake. There have been no incidents since then. He has married or has had a child with the young lady. I'm not into the woke foolishness. If, for example, he had done that and he was found guilty, and then it turns out, say he was not found guilty, and then I find out that he's still beating the girl or he's doing some foolishness, then yes, I believe people deserve a second chance. But again, there is a big cloud in the air over this particular situation.
But listen.
No, real quick. Hold on. Let me finish this. You possibly could find another coach of the same caliber or better. We are not going to find another player of the caliber of Mason Greenwood.
No, but you're using the same situation, and you're using a different angle to judge the same situation, because one is a player and one is a coach.
No. I gave it no, sir. You listen to what I said.
But MF, in this situation, an investigation was open. The information available, they said, based on that, they closed the investigation. So nothing like in the other case, people saw photos. In this case, there was nothing. So on what basis are you going to say that he has a bigger problem? Because nothing, and there was nothing after that. And as it was just said, he was hired by 2 women's team after that.
Okay, I didn't say one was bigger. That's not what I said, but okay.
But you see, we have to.
This when did this? Anyways, that like I said, it happened a while back, because after
it happened in 2011.
Yes, so this is over. The allegation came up.
And you have to remember what the climate was. You have to remember what the climate was in those days.
It came up 10 years after that.
Right.
Right. That was when it was brought up. That's all I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, but all I'm saying though is that when it was brought up, there was an opportunity to present information.
Right.
I think where we need to go to be at peace with ourselves, for those of us who struggle, is to why was not the fact that you brought it up after that
a criminal investigation.
Right. Because because then
I did raise that in the comments.
Yeah, why it never even reached the level of a court, MF.
Last thing I said, Mr. Chung.
Yeah.
I will trust a court of law, even though sometimes they shake it too, before I trust the FIFA.
No, and a court is a final thing, but I'm saying, MF, why then wasn't it taken to court?
I asked that question. So there are a whole lot of questions to be answered, but I'm just saying, you guys maybe position. I'm just saying.
You're getting very cranky on me. I know you're gone 12 minutes.
All right, boss. I got you. Thank you for your time. Yeah. Like I said, y'all keep doing better. Please.
Yeah, man. Now we're doing that. But listen. I mean, I have to run. But guys, what I want to say is that we all owe it to ourselves, right? And everybody out there for us to think objectively. Because if anybody is accused of something, or if a relative of yours, say your son is accused of something, what would you want to happen to your son? If someone said, boy, your son is a thief, and don't prove that your son is a thief, should he continue to wear that hat for the rest of his life? And the person who says, I accuse you, does not prove it? We have to be careful of that, because we're going down a slippery slope.
You have to hire Eagle Republic, you know. You have to hire Eagle Republic, you know, if you come talk. Eagle Republic says, question for the caller. The accuser was a member of the Vancouver Whitecaps, and the Royal Canadian Mountain Police took no action.
Yeah.
The accuser was an MLS player. The MLS is based in the US, and no district attorney took action. So it's kind of, I guess, you know, but this is what it is. But hey, Mr. Chung, yeah, I don't know. I hope you're not on a sabbatical from YouTube, because
no.
Like Mr. Speed, you know, because Cranky is saying that you're not coming over here. I don't know why. So
but Cranky has never invited me over there, you know.
Really? Cranky.
So then it's the same thing, like Cranky accusing me of something that I don't know about.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. But thank you so much for coming. And I think
yeah,
for
man.
those who listen, there is a lot of clarity that was given. And again, put things together.
Yeah.
What FIFA says and what the article says.
Yeah.
And then you come to your own
come to your conclusion based on that. But you know, let's look at it objectively. You know, let's look at it objectively and think of it that, you know, if it is our own son, then what would we want for our son?
Yeah. So they might ask, you see some people. So listen, I can't do that. Mr. Chung has to go. But we have to come back and talk about some of the updates as to how the JFF improvements or changes are going.
Well, I can give a quick thing in a manix, man. Right? Okay. So as you realize, over the past year or over a year, we haven't had any travel issues. We've dealt with that. We've had a situation where we have had a tax compliance certificate from last year. We have reduced our deficit from 240 million to 81 million, and we intend to wipe it out by the end of this year, which is significant. I think it would be the first time.
In November right now.
Yeah, man. I think it would be the first time in JFF's history that it does not have a tax liability or a deficit, right? Because we've paid off all the tax. I think we're doing much better. Management can speak on travel arrangements in terms of how we seek funding. In terms of the games, we had 17,000 people the last two occasions, right? I mean, there was an unfortunate incident where some cars parked across the road, right? Not on the stadium compound, was broken into. Sabotage. That's more than broken into, because they damaged the car and everything. And the action is being taken along with the police to ensure that there are certain designated parking lots even outside of the stadium compound, right? I think FIFA is happy with where we are now from a financial governance point of view, from a procurement. The last audit that we did, central review audit in June, they were fine with everything apart from what we knew, which was something to do with travel procurement, which the whole Caribbean has an issue with. So they have someone working with us now to resolve that.
Meaning
in terms of when you go out and so FIFA's policy on travel procurement is like a normal procurement. You must seek 3 quotes. When I went through and did that, it actually ended up costing me twice what the initial quote was. And there's a reason for that in the Caribbean. Let me tell you why. In the US, you have hundreds of seats available. In the Caribbean, if I have 150 seats available, and I say to somebody, I want a quote on 50 seats, that person give me a price for the 50 seat, and they reserve 50 seats. So the next person now has a lower supply with the same amount of demand. So the price goes up for the second quote. And by the time I reach the third quote, the price goes up again. So the last time I did it, which is why I never do it after that. I ended up paying twice the initial quote when I selected the final person, because I had to go through that process. And by the time it got to the third person, the supply went down significantly, so the prices went up. So we're working with them on fixing that and putting up a policy in place, which I guess they hope to roll out throughout the Caribbean to actually address the sensitivity that we have and what they want to acquire. But I think that's the only thing outstanding that they saw. So I think we're making some good progress from that point of view. What I can say is that the financial governance of the JFF is much better than many companies in Jamaica. Tax compliance, audit compliance, we're submitting everything on time now, right? We're doing our budget on time and before the end of the year for the next year, right? To get Congress approval. We've in fact approved the 2025 budget already, right? So we know what we're looking forward to in terms of income and expenditure next year. And we're operating according to that. The people, I cannot give enough credit to the people within the JFF, because they really have stood up, and they have, from the team managers, the administration, I'm just a person at the top, but it is the people, the staff members in the JFF who have really done the work. You know that management. You see them, you see the work. People don't understand a management. When a team is traveling, they don't know the amount of work, When a game is happening, it's significant amount of work. And those people in the back, they don't get the credit, But let me tell you, man, the people are at work till 9, 10 o'clock at night, just trying to get something going, because there's a lot of moving parts. With this game coming up on the 14th, people wouldn't understand. I mean, apart from organizing the game at the stadium, we have to organize the return leg in the US. We have to make sure that everything is okay with the stadium, with CONCACAF. It's a whole lot of things, and I give credit to the staff. The staff is.
And I would say to people like one of the big, I can just, in terms of since I've been there from the time in Austria to now, like a lot of the travel for the team is charter flight, which
it's charter.
Has solved so many problems. Like players, on most occasion, all the players get their own rooms, which is just in terms of that, at the senior level, you have like now the the under 17 team. Kind of stuff that they have been doing with credit.
And importantly also, we have fixed up the center. So, but a lot of people don't realize the Trinidad national team stayed at the center, the Ghana national team stayed at the center, the club from Haiti who played in the championship, Real Hope actually stayed at the center, right? We have teams that when they're going to Champs Star, so school teams play at the center. So a lot of improvements have been made, and due all to the staff. The staff is excellent, very hard work. Couldn't ask for better people, to be honest with you. And this is a vision that the president had. He asked me to come on and help him with it. And if you look at it, we've had, not to mention the technical development program that's happening, which because of that TDS program is why we had the CFU under 14 success. The first time in the history of the JFF that a team that is totally local, players and staff, actually won a competition overseas. Never happened before. Right? Whoa. And we have the under 14, we have the under 17 team, which is looking very good between the under 14 and under 17. So we know that we're going to work up in 2026. But when you talk about these guys that we're keeping together for 2030, you're talking about a lot of local people, should say a lot of contracts coming up, because even the under 14 people, scouts actually reached out to 3 of them, wanting to take them overseas under 14. Right? And we said, no, we're trying to hold everybody together now. We remember also, for the first time, we had a women's team in the Caribbean Cup Championship for women. The other day, we had Chanel Buckley, who actually coming out of Excelsior, got a scholarship overseas. Right? So we're doing something.
And then you have your JPL team winning, gone back to final again. Cavaliers.
Yeah, Cavaliers is in the finals, right? And Lee's asking a question. Yes, Lee, we do ensure that there's professional development happening. In fact, one of the things that we're insisting with managers now, for the teams, anybody associated with the team, is that they do the FIFA safeguarding program, right? Safeguarding for children program. So that's something that we have. We're trying to instill in the culture.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah. Yeah, so I'm happy to come back and talk about those things and take questions from everyone. But I'm happy with the progress that the JFF has made.
I heard through the grapevine that there is a lot of money being dedicated to youth development, millions.
Yeah, man. A lot of money is being pushed there. I said that was one of the things the president emphasized. So in terms of youth development, we're developing the academy. So out of the under 14 and under 17, we're pulling that team together, a core team, and you'll include people in it, and people come out, based on performance. But we're not just looking at the point of view of the players playing on the field, but academic also. We're trying to see how we can support that. So we're talking to FIFA about that in terms of our program. We're working very closely with FIFA. What about the what Dura said?
Drew, what about the POs?
Which PO?
PO. Drew, explain that. You have to. What about the under 20s?
Oh, the under 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, the under 20s, as you know, they played the other day, and
I think people are asking because I think either between you and Mr. Speed, you guys had said to that there would be like an overview of the under 20s.
Yeah, man. So that was done by the technical. Of course, we're looking at it, and the technical is looking at, what are the issues. I don't know that, in terms of what we have, in terms of the local and under 17, under 14, we don't have that. I remember a good amount of the under 20s came from overseas. So we don't have that same amount of leverage with all of the players.
And the last under 20, the last under 20, man, there's a lot of them were from Jamaica.
Yeah, man, a lot. But we had quite a few from overseas, right? And they, of course, would be looking, those under 20s now, are people who would be looking to the Premier League, or the different leagues to play in, and then they would find themselves into the national team.
Let me ask you this one, here you go. This one says our house music, and I'm going to add to it. He said, Mr. Chung, what I want to know, I want you to improve is the standard of people accredited for press conferences. That is the only issue I have. Too much unprofessional questions. All right, that's what he said. But
well, let me answer that. Our house music. Yeah.
No, we have to add my part to it first. So
yeah, man.
I have heard recently that there is like I don't know if the RGR communication group they have been banned. That Brian Lewis has been banned and they're not accredited, and that has been out there. It has been said on the radio, where they have been banned from all JFF related issues.
That's not true. That is not true. And I spoke with the head of news the other day who I went to school with, Milton, right? And that is not true. RGR and the RGR group, the Gleaner, right? The TVJ, all of them are in there. People from those groups get accreditation.
Including hits?
Including who?
Hits.
Yeah, man. Right? I get an accreditation list, right? And I submit it. We do not give accreditation to every media person because let me tell you what was happening, right? When we had the game, the first game that Steve McGregor took over as security head, people were coming and turning up and saying they are media, right? People that you never hear about, right? There were people coming in that and was saying that they were media. right? If you look at the media lists that were accredited before, it was obvious that many people were not media. Now, when it comes to the RGR group, on the day of the last game against Honduras here, we had accredited some people from Gleaner, right? I received a call from Livingston Scott to say the people that were accredited before, there was a change of shift and those people would not be coming again. On that same day, right, I spoke to Steve and I called him and I said, let in these people. So we're not banning anybody.
Yeah.
Right? We're not banning no media house. Okay. Right? And every media house.
And no media personality, because they said that.
No, I can tell you that there are certain media personalities that I told them they will not get accreditation. Right? And I have no qualms about saying that, because if a man is going to report something that we know is inaccurate before, right? I am not going to facilitate that. And everybody, hold on, everybody is invited to press conferences, you know, but we can determine who we accredit or not for a game. And that's what I told. And that,
but you don't give certain people accreditation.
Right. But what we do is ensure that every media house gets people accredited. Right. And we don't give. And one of the things we do also, because we found out when the accreditation was being done before, certain places were getting 10 people and certain places 2 people and 1 people. We ensure that everyone has an equal opportunity now, right? So if it's a major station, all of them get the same amount of accreditation, right? If it's a minor station like YouTube and so, they get the same thing. I'm not giving any preference of one YouTuber over another if I'm going to give them, right? And I don't need every single person who say they're a YouTuber there. And I am not going to give any single media house anything in preference to another. That can't work, right? So in other words, if I say PVJ, you have 4. I'm going to say CVM, you have 4, right?
Okay.
And that's how I deal with it, right? I'm not going to say CVM, you have 10 and TVJ, you have 4. No.
Okay.
We need to give equal access to everybody. Okay. Yeah, and that's how I deal with it, right? And as I said, we don't ban anybody from going in the game, you know. In other words, if you don't get accreditation, you can still pay and come. We're not banning anybody, right? So, right. So we are not banning anybody from nothing. And we invite everybody to press conference.
All right, take up our house music and then you go, sir. Because you need to go. Our house says, Mr. Chung, I want you to improve. Yeah, you're going to answer that.
All right, yes. So our house music. Now listen to our house. Some of the questions you might deem unprofessional, but we cannot, as a JFF, say this person must come press conference and this person can ask questions. Everyone has a right to come. Everyone has a right to ask a question. If the question make them look stupid, we can't stop that. That is democracy, right? So everyone has a right to ask a question. It is the public who judges, you know, the nature of the question, and we will answer every question that is asked. We don't have no problem with that. But we have to invite everybody to press conference.
Yeah, you can't screen people questions. I agree. You understand me? A man can ask him one. You may not like the question, but you can't stop the man because you like him. You think you question them full.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Chung, thank you. You know, I think Cranky trying to reach out to you so you can go through some of those developments.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
So tell the people, about the tickets for the game now, because the game coming up, tickets are out on sale already.
So, guys, the tickets are out, and guess what? I find that most of the sales is coming out of the US. So the US buying tickets. Make sure we buy tickets. I must say though that we have 3 fan clubs that are very supportive coming out of the US. I think 2 from New York and 1 from Florida. You have the Reggae Boys Supporters Club, you have the Reggae Football Fan Club, I have the Reggae Boys community, and I can tell you, I've formed a group, a WhatsApp group with them, and they're very, very supportive. So you're gonna see some increased activity around the games. You'd have seen even one of the groups actually did a song with Beanie Man about the Reggae Boys. You know, I shared it with the coach. The coaches love it too, right? The tickets are out. The tickets are selling. They're selling faster than the normal game. We have, of course, the VIP. We have the grandstand, and we have the bleachers. $1,500 for bleachers, $6,000 for grandstand, $10,000 for VIP. VIP comes with VIP treatment. You know, you sit down, you get served drinks and you know, snacks and that sort of thing. And then we have a few skyboxes, which is for like corporate people, mainly 4,500 US for one of that. But that comes with, like, you know, you get a cable TV in there, so you can watch the replays on TV. You get food in there. You get chairs in there. You know, air condition. So we're looking forward to the game, and the pre-game is going to be very exciting. In fact, we have people, we have artists who say they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of interest around this game. You know, a lot of interest, and I urge the fans, come out and support the boys, because this is quarterfinals, and once we win, we're back again in Nation League. And let me tell you guys, if we don't win Nation League, management going to lose his job. So we better make sure to come out and support.
Yeah, people. Make sure believe before it all reaches so yeah, so we can think what is man get to. But yeah, but listen, so make sure you get your tickets, people. And for those of you overseas, make sure you buy some tickets for your family. And listen, I'm telling already, people, you see this people, beg ticket, cut it out.
Yeah, man, buy a ticket and support the boys, man. Buy a ticket and support the boys. You know, one guy from one of the club, he has already bought, I think, 300 tickets and given it to some schools.
Yeah.
You know,
there
so,
we go. So yeah, man. All right, Mr. Chung. Listen, thanks.
Yeah, man.
For your time this evening, and thanks to your family for allowing you the time to come on and stuff. I hope that brings some clarity to the situation with Mr. Busby and thing. Always a pleasure talking with you. So enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll talk.
Yeah, man. All right. Heal up, everybody. Cool.
All right, then. All right, so there you go. That was Mr. Dennis Chung. He's the General Secretary for the Jamaica Football Federation. All right. I hope you can take the information and you know, bring some balance to the discussion. Right. Very, very, very good time. All right. Of course, you know, people have their different opinions. But when you have facts, you just put the facts with the opinion and see which one stand the test and which one stands the scrutiny. All right. I also know that you may not like my style. I am non-confrontational on these matters, so I'm not here to confront and fight, because I believe that on this YouTube platform that we have to find a way of engaging people. And if we make the people in the federation not want to come on the platform, then we won't be privy to certain information. So please, let us have the strong question. I don't mind if you want to send in, put them in the comment section. I'll take as many, all right, questions as possible, right? And I'll even let people call in and ask questions. But we must be careful that we don't disengage the people that we need to engage to get information, all right? I like King Judah said there's no VIP in the stadium. Right, so I want to thank all of you for being a part of the show. But generally I don't do this. The live, hey people, live videos are dangerous, you know, and that is why I start doing shorter videos, you know. Live videos are very, very, very dangerous videos to do these days, you know, because YouTube, social media is a killer, you know. You understand me? But I must say, for the most part, the discussion were healthy. You have yourself a wonderful evening. All right. I am management. This is Haircut Bent. Big up. Jason. Big up. Gunners Boss. Big up yourself. Rob Simmons. Cranky Life. Peso. Dre the DJ. Big up yourself. Butters. Nitro. Big up. King Judas. I refer. Morris. The gospel. Max City. MF. Javari Loban. Lee. Yanda. Dockland Stennett. Tevin Campbell, I'll do about talk some things they're not supposed to me a big up. Santini the Saint, up and running. Big deal Len, family of every reggae boy. Man of the most cousin of the reggae boy team. Float management, big up yourself. Butters, who again be a leave up. MF AM Henry, oh my lord, I miss you, my friend. Claudine, I mostly dream, you there dream. Big up yourself, been a minute. You understand me, but bless up yourself, all the beautiful ladies who have been on the show. Omar Fowlin, bless up yourself. Lee, up. Ray Burrell, bless up yourself as well. Our house music. Drew Ross, aka Drew Fortes, up and running. Marlon King, you understand me? Big up yourself, you know, man. Yeah, man. All right. Wolper, big up and big up and big up and big up. That is it. You understand me? Support the rest of YouTubers. Jason Guna, make sure you check him out. Cranky Live, make sure you check him out. Elite Sport, make sure you check him out. I mean, Sports Prophecy, have whole heap of names. Sports Prophecy, Sports Blem. Check him out. You understand me? Unseen Sports. Keep checking out Coach Minzy, one of the pioneer. MG Sports. IMAX it. Who again may I leave out? Who again may I? Ballad Stevie, the pan break. Who am I leaving out? I don't know. Every channel, bless up on yourself here, man. All right. So bless up everyone. Have a good evening until we meet again. I am Management. This is I Am Sure Sports. And when it gets to the end of the show, we say we are over and we are out.